This is the parachute you're going to be wearing. If we had to do that to get out of the airplane in an emergency situation.
Yeah. So I heard you say experimental.
Yep. Tighten up your legs.
Woo! Tighten up my legs. Woo!
Blend over in.
Oh!
How you feeling?
Yeah.
You feeling okay? Probably. We need to set up the land, runway 32.
Here we go.
We are Lee and Alicia Ducote.
I'm an author and novelist who likes to write romance and adventure.
And I am an outdoor adventuress who loves to drag Lee along with me.
Yeah.
Together, we travel all over the country and search for those off-the-beaten-path adventures that don't cost a fortune, with the hope to inspire others to get out and find their own adventure.
So gear up, grab your backpack, and come go with us as we search for that next crazy adventure.
And maybe find a little romance along the way.
We started our adventure at the downtown airport and with Lee's mother, Janet. Janet has been a pilot for nearly 50 years and belonged to a group called the 99s. The 99s is a group of women pilots that offers mentoring, networking, and scholarship opportunities for other women in aviation or even those who are in training. The organization was started in the late 1920s and has grown to over 155 chapters across the globe. You might know a name that was instrumental in helping start the 99s. That was famed pilot Amelia Earhart. It was 1929, and Amelia Earhart had just finished the first Women's Air Derby. The race started on August 18th in Santa Monica, California, and finished 9 days later in Cleveland, Ohio. Tragically, Marvell Crossan lost her life during the race, but the organization helped catapult women pilots into existence. After the race, Amelia Earhart called for a meeting of women pilots. All 117 licensed women pilots were invited, but only 99 showed up for the first meeting, thus creating the 99s. And of course, Amelia Earhart was their first president. After the 99s meeting, the chapter president, Terry Cole, invited Lee and I back to her hangar and airstrip for something we weren't expecting. Terry is the daughter-in-law to one of the greatest air acrobatic pilots to have ever flown, Marian Cole.
Marian was the baby brother. Lester, Dwayne, and Arnold did the announcing for their air shows.
Marian left more than a legacy to young pilots all over the world. He was instrumental in training many of the acrobatic pilots who are flying today. After a quick call from Terry, Lee and I were back to the airport to meet one of those acrobatic pilots.
I'm about to go live out my Top Gun moment by going with the Kevin Coleman. Red Bull racer, Red Bull pilot, aeronautics, acrobat, extraordinaire. I'm about to die. So I'm really excited right now.
Well, don't say that.
Alright. Are you sure you don't want to go in my place?
Yeah, I do want to go in your place. You stay here. How's that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen him again.
I don't think that would go very good.
All right.
Hey, Kevin.
You ready to go?
I am ready.
Okay, so first thing is, this is the parachute you're going to be wearing. It is in good condition. It goes on just like a backpack.
All right.
You just slide that on. Yeah, so a normal fighter pulls around 7 to 8 Gs. They wear G suits. We don't have a G suit on. So this airplane is more capable. It'll turn tighter. Obviously, it won't go as fast, but it'll do more aerobatic maneuvers. It's 10 Gs plus and minus.
Mm-hmm.
So positive Gs pulls you into the seat. Negative Gs is when you're upside down and it pulls you out of the seat. Okay.
Right.
So when we're pulling G, I'm going to be talking to you the whole time. I'll tell you, tighten up your legs, tighten up all your muscles. And what that does is that restricts the blood flow from your brain. So when you're pulling Gs, gravity is trying to pull all the blood out of your brain into your feet. When all the blood comes out of your brain, you pass out or you black out.
Oh, okay.
So what happens is when you're pulling G, if you just sort of relax, you'll start getting tunnel vision. You'll start losing your vision until it's completely gone, and that's when all the blood comes out of your brain. So what we're going to do is we're going to tighten up all of our leg muscles and all of our muscles and keep the blood in your brain as long as possible, okay? In the Red Bull Air Race, we're pulling up to 12 Gs. Today, me and you will probably do between 7 and 8 Gs. So 8 times your body weight. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you pull 8 Gs, that's 800 pounds of pressure pushing down on your body.
Wow.
So not only in the Red Bull Air Race are we having to fly through the racetrack as fast as possible, 50 feet off the ground, 250 miles an hour, we're also fighting against 12 times the force of gravity throughout the whole thing. So, but like I said, yeah, we'll start out really simple and then we can get as aggressive as you want, okay?
All right.
So you can just step here and then step on the black and then I'll help you get in the front. Okay, perfect. So yeah, just step straight into the middle of the seat. Just give me 1 second here to... Sorry, it's not very comfortable. But it'll be fun once you get up there, I promise.
Some things usually aren't comfortable.
To undo your seatbelts,
Okay.
all you gotta do is pull up on that one, and the seatbelts release, okay?
Okay.
You only do that when I tell you to.
Okay.
And if we had to do that to get out of the airplane in an emergency situation, you'll undo your belts, you'll stand straight up and jump straight up, look down, pull this lever, and the canopy will open, okay?
Okay.
This red handle is going to be right here on your left.
Okay.
Just don't touch that because that's the canopy lock.
All right.
You can hold these bars right here, these two, this one, whatever's comfortable, okay?
Okay.
Just don't touch that one and don't touch the red handle.
Okay.
It'll be a little warm, but we'll be above 1,000 feet the whole time, so. This is going to be like a roller coaster, but better. All right, the canopy's coming down. Echo 703 Kilo Charlie. All right, here we go. You excited?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Cross 5 at Foxtrot. Crossing 5 at Foxtrot.
So I heard you say experimental.
Yep.
So I heard you say experimental.
Yep. Yeah, so all these airplanes that we have are experimental. Single seat version of this, that is my airshow airplane, has won the World Aerobatic Championships like, I don't know, 10 years in a row or something.
Oh wow.
So it's for sure the best airplane on the planet right now. So
How many hours a week do you spend in the plane?
during the airshow air race season, quite a bit. Like we've been testing the race plane the last 2 days, and I've flown it 12 times in the last 2 days. Usually spend about 30 minutes a piece in it. So I'm in one of these airplanes every day. So yeah, I mean, this is my full-time job. This is all I do is fly these airplanes all around the world. So this is what I do every day of my life.
Favorite place to go race?
Wherever I win usually, but what do you think so far?
Oh my God, this is awesome!
Pretty cool, huh? There you go, you're upside down in an airplane.
Yes!
How do you feel? You feel tight in the strap?
Yeah.
Awesome, okay. So what first thing we're going to do is we're going to start out with a big old barnstormer loop, which is just like a loop in a roller coaster. So it's going to be a big circle in the sky. I'll be talking you through it, and I'll tell you when to tighten up your legs, and we'll do a big loop, okay?
All right.
All right, so here we go. We got about 200 miles an hour. Tighten up your legs. Here we go. So look left. You can see we're going through vertical. Now look up, which is actually down. Tighten up your legs again. We just pulled 5 Gs, so 5 times your body weight. And right back down. Pretty cool, huh? It's what we do in the Red Bull Air Race, but this will be a little lighter G. Here you go. Tighten up your legs. So you go through the gate and then pull the G all the way around. As tight as you can make it. A little bit of a stall there. And then nice and gentle back to the next gate. Pretty cool, huh? So that was 8 times your body weight. 8 Gs. We're going to start a little roll to the left, and we're going to make the airplane tumble end over end.
Oh! Yes!
I'll stop it on the down line with a nice roll. We'll get you there as quick as we can. We'll get the canopy open and, well, you did 8 positive Gs, so 8 times your body weight.
All right, my legs are shaking.
Kevin's career as an acrobatic pilot has taken him all over the world and landed him a seat in Red Bull Air Racing. Kevin, also known as Number 48, has achieved more wins as a rookie than any other pilot in the series. And this year, he will be moving from the Challenger class to the Master class, flying against the best in the world.
Kevin, thank you so much for having us out.
Thank you guys
for taking the leash
Thank
up.
you. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did.
In the midst of filming this episode, we were introduced to Scott and Brittany Glover. Scott is the director and owner of Mid-America Flight Museum and has an incredible collection of vintage and World War II warbirds. He invited Lee and I to tag along with them for the weekend.
Welcome to Mount Pleasant, Lee.
Hey, Scott.
How you doing? Hey, Alicia. How you doing? Good to see you.
Hey, how are you? Yeah.
Is this what we're taking?
No, we got something to take you in a little bit faster and carry some more people. We're going to our Douglas DC-3 today.
The Douglas DC-3 that belongs to the museum has seen more combat and service hours than any DC-3 in flight today. Mid-America Flight Museum hosts air shows all over the country and do many fly-ins to take veterans on flights in these World War II warbirds. Our weekend included taking a few veterans on flights and a visit to an air show in Central Texas. After a great day of visiting with veterans while in flight, we stayed the night at a hotel located on the airstrip in Fredericksburg, Texas. The following morning, the crew topped off the oil and filled up the DC-3 with fuel before we made our way to the air show.
All right, so we're landed safely here at Rusk County. This is amazing. Look at that fighter coming in right there.
That was our wingman. This was our guy that was on our wing the whole flight coming in.
When you're at an air show, you want to make sure you have somebody taking care of your bags for you. Make sure they're pretty.
We were astonished at the amount of aircrafts the museum had brought to the show and watched as the team tended to each veteran, flying them in many of the planes they flew in during their service.
All right, so we got here with the DC-3. It was a comfortable ride, more comfortable than any plane I've taken this year.
Ever, yeah.
Commercial flights or anything.
Oh, yeah.
No offense, Delta, sorry, but it was a comfortable ride.
Yeah.
And we got traded. We get to fly home in the B-25. I wonder if we're the only people that have ever kissed in a B-25. All right, so we just landed, and you can hear in the background there's lots of noise. They're putting all these planes up right now, but our day isn't over with. We were just informed that we're taking out the 4 triplane, the bi-wing planes, and a few more warbirds to another airstrip, and we're gonna get to fly all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Including the helicopter, and so we're going to be doing a lot of flying. The B-25, Jimmy Doolittle's story of flying off the aircraft carrier for World War II. This is the plane, or a model of one of the planes. Absolutely a crazy ride and just super historical. Good grief, I'm talking too much.
You gonna be okay there, sweetie?
Yeah, I'm going to be okay.
Next thing we knew, Scott and Brittany loaded Lee and I into their MD-500 and took us to their grass airstrip located in North Texas to fly some of their vintage aircrafts.
Oh my gosh, this was, when we were flying in that helicopter next to this plane coming in, Sinatra is playing in my head, and it just takes you back into history. But yet this is right now. This is 2019, and this beautiful aircraft is still flying.
Well, thank you for letting us fly in so many of your different planes.
It is my pleasure, but I got one more I want to take you on.
One more.
One more?
We got the Ford Tri-Motor, and it's the most romantic airplane we got.
There you
This
go.
is about adventure and romance, so I'm going to take you up on it.
Let's
Oh
do it.
yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
for the
Let's go
adventure.
fly. We have 8 of them left flying.
There's something about the nostalgia of flying in a luxury aircraft from 1929 that sums up our show, Adventure and Romance. Sunsets from the air, making new friends, and spending time with my husband is what it's all about.
For another year, though today has ended, the night's still young, I'd say. Lover, don't go away.
A childhood dream has always been flying, and for many that dream has become reality. When the Wright brothers took flight in 1903, they captured a world above our world that humans have been exploring ever since. From famed pilots like Marian Cole and Kevin Coleman, historical pilots like Amelia Earhart, and pilots like Scott Glover that are restoring the past, humans have only scratched the surface of what aviation has to offer. Today, there is a great need in the aviation world, and today is no better time for women to become involved. Whether it's flying in stunt planes, helicopters, or just that sunset cruise. The world of aviation is one of the greatest adventures that you can take. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on our next adventure.